Hi everybody, welcome to Cap at Home. I'm Miss Rachel and today I'm going to show you how to make a talking card. So welcome and let's get started. Okay. So these are pretty simple to make, and if you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and all of that, then you probably saw the post with the supply list, which includes paper. So right here I have some origami paper, which is actually just square paper. I printed from the internet on one side, so it has a picture on one side and nothing on the back. That's how I made the cards that have the lips with something on them and then something inside, but the white is on the outside. But if you don't have, origami paper, which I didn't, I had to print this out, then you can just use regular computer paper. And this one is kind of rolling up because I glued two sheets together that are different colors so that it might be a little easier for you to follow while I'm doing this demonstration. So if you just have your regular computer paper that is 8.5 by 11, you can use these supplies to measure out your square and cut it if you are a person that is kind of like me and likes to make sure that it's exactly how it needs to be, but you don't actually need these. These will help you do it more easily, more precisely, but I'm going to show you how to do this without using anything but this paper. So if all you have is computer paper, then you're going to start by taking this bottom corner or any corner and folding it up and aligning this edge of the paper, this short edge of the paper, with this side, and it's going to make a triangle shape. So when you do that, you want to make sure this corner is all the way at the edge and that the two edges are aligned. And once they're aligned, then you will hold that side down and crease your paper. So now if you're using ruler and scissors and all of that, then you may want to draw a line along here and cut this off. But if you don't have those things, you can just go ahead and fold this flap back so that you have a triangle. And once you fold it, you can rip off this little piece here. So let's see how that looks. I'm gonna fold this back. So if you've ever made a fortune teller or cootie catcher, then you know exactly what I'm doing. Just gonna fold that up. Now I'm gonna open this up and fold it back and forth a couple times. So I'm gonna fold it forward, then flip it over, fold it back. I could even use my nail to really just crease it, because the more creased this paper is, the easier it will be to tear, and the more likely it will be to tear straight. So now I've creased that. I've used my nail a couple times, and I can just gently pull that apart and tear it, and I should get a pretty straight tear. Okay, so now you can put this in your recycle bin or trash can because we don't need it, and you should have a square piece of paper that looks like this. So if you started with an 11 by 8.5 sheet of paper, then you would do what I just did to create your square shape. But I'm going to switch over to this one so that hopefully it is a little more clear how I'm folding everything. So we're going to start here, and if you're following along in the captions, we're at step 1, and we're going to fold this square piece of paper in half diagonally. So I'm going to take this corner down here and fold it up to this corner. Okay, just crease it. There we go, just crease it. And I want to make sure that I mention I've done this several times and I haven't gotten it perfectly precise, but that has not affected how my cards work. So if stuff is going like a little off, don't get discouraged because you're doing fine. So this is step 1. So once you have that, step 2 is to fold the triangle, this triangle that we have here, into thirds. So a little tip for that, because I was trying to eyeball it and it wasn't working out, But to find out exactly where your third is, I'm going to take this corner and fold it over. But I'm not going to crease this down. I'm just going to press the bottom a little bit so I get a fold in the middle. And then I'm going to fold this corner to that middle fold. Press it down just a little bit. And then I'm going to fold this edge to that middle fold too. And it's pretty stiff when I do that, but now this little folded area will be my mark that I fold this corner piece over to start step 2. So I'm going to fold this down, and then I'm going to take this corner and fold that down. And hopefully my paper is in thirds. And it still looks a little wonky, but we are going to go with it. Cool. So your paper should look a little like this. And if you've used your ruler to make perfect thirds, then good for you. Because Miss Rachel's paper is not perfect right now. So we're going to try to straighten it up. Okay. So now your paper should look like this. So once we're here, you want to take this corner and fold it up here. So I'm going to do that. And I would suggest using computer paper, one sheet of computer paper, because this double stuff is kind of hard to fold. This thicker paper is hard to fold. So now we're going to do the same thing with this other flap. We're going to fold this corner up here. There we go. So your paper should look like this. Your card may not overlap in the middle, and if it's not overlapping, then you're doing a better job than I am right now. So keep going. So now we're going to fold this down to this corner right there. Fold it down. And then we're going to do the same thing to this side. Fold this corner down. So we still have some more folding to do. It's origami, the art of folding. Take this corner and we're going to fold it up and off to the side. So a better way to explain this is we're going to take this edge and align it with this edge that we just created. So we're going to have like this wing shape going on. And we're going to do the same thing to the other side. We're going to align this edge here with this folded edge. Okay. Really press it down, get it in there. And now we're going to take these two little points out here, this point, and fold them down to create tiny little triangles. Really press it down. And you'll notice the hand that's not folding, I'm using to keep this in place. So now this is how your card should look at this point, and we have all of our folds in here. And now we're about to do step 7, which is to unfold all of this. So we did all of that, but now we want to pull this apart and unfold it like this. Alrighty. So you don't want to flatten anything out. You just want to unfold it, because these folds are going to be the guides that help us put this card back together and to make it into the actual mouth. So this step is pretty important because you want to decide whether you want to have, if you're working with paper like mine, if you want it to have the pink lips or the orangish lips, then you will have the orange side face down. But if you want this lavender color to be the lips, then you would turn this over and do the next steps with the orange side up and the lavender side down. So whatever side that is down toward the table is going to be the color of your lips. So I'm going to do this, and it doesn't matter. You can flip it over either way. This will work. So I'm going to take the top tiny little what is that called? A triangle, and fold it down using the crease that's already there. Then I'm going to do the same thing to the bottom. Fold that. And now I'm going to use these creases here, that one and that one, and I'm going to create the lip. So this crease is going the way that I need this to go already, so it makes it easy to fold. But this one is going the opposite way. So in order to fold it toward me, I'm going to fold it back and crease it with my fingernails, then fold it forward. So creating that really deep crease in there helps you manipulate the paper and make it do what you want. So now I have one folded this way and the other one folded that way. So now you're going to push in these sides and then push out this center part. So it sounds complicated, but it's not. You're going to fold these together and it's going to create a peak, just like that. So we're going to do the same thing to the bottom. I'm going to turn it around and we're going to repeat those steps. So this crease on this side is folded the way that we need it to go. So we're just going to refold that, really get it in there. And this one is going the opposite way. So just fold it and really crease it down. Use your nails if you have them. If you don't, just really crease it with your fingers. And now fold it toward you. So now we're going to push in these sides and then push out that middle part to create our lip. Okay, so now your paper should look like this. Once you have this step done, we're going to flip it over. So if you're following with us in the captions, then we're at step 11. So now we're going to flip this over. And now we're going to use this line here to fold our paper down. There we go. I'm using my nails to really crease it. Now I'm going to fold it up and out the way, and then I'm going to fold this one along this horizontal line here and get it kind of out of the way. Okay, so now once we have these, mine overlap. If yours do too, then that is fine. This is what your paper should look like now. And now we are going to push this center crease out, and that's going to pull in these two creases toward each other, which is what you want. So you want to do this with your paper, and you're going to do this on both sides. Gonna push that crease, that center crease out, and then push these creases in. And once you have that done on both sides, your card will start to fold in half, which is what you want. Mine is folding in half. There we go. Okay, so this is how your paper should look right now. It should look kind of like a house with two little points on the left and right side. So now we are at step 13. We are going to pull this down and leave the other one up. So this is the other side of the paper that's on the table, and you'll see this square. That's what you want to see. If you pull both of them up, you're doing too much. Just one side. And we're going to pull this one down, and if you pull it down too much, you'll start to lift your paper up. You don't want that. You want to align this corner with this one, and then this corner with that one. So if yours looks like this, then you are doing well. And now I'm going to take this. This is the square that we're referring to in 14. So I'm going to take this point of the square and fold it up to the top of that to create a rectangle. There we are. So this is my new rectangle, and then I can fold it in half again to create a smaller rectangle. And if you want, you can fold that in half again to create an even smaller rectangle, but you don't need to. So if you wanted to, you could. If you don't want to, you don't have to. And now I'm going to flip this over, and do the same step. I'm going to go back up to step 13, and I'm going to pull this down to reveal my square here, and crease it in place, aligning this corner with the folded corner under it. Okay. And then I'm going to fold this point to the top of the square like that. And then I'm going to take my folded edge down here, right here, and fold it up to this folded edge. So we're almost done. So if you want, you can stop here, and if you want to make an extra fold for extra security, then you can, which is what I'm doing. And now I'm going to take this in my hands like this and grab both of my rectangles and pull it out. There you go. You have your talking mouth card. So if yours is looking a little wonky, just flip the lip out. There we go. And your card is talking. So hopefully this was easy enough to follow. I'm sure once you do it a couple of times, it will become easier and easier. So make sure you're taking your time and your paper is the right size. It should be a square, and that your folds are going the right way and all of that. If you need any help, let us know in the comments. We can definitely help you out. And make sure you drop us a picture of what you created today. And follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube so that you can see our library of videos, which include art tutorials and even interviews with our CAP teaching artists. So thank you so much for joining us today. This has been Miss Rachel. We made talking cards, and have a great day. Bye.